a.m., just a little later in the morning. Tim Cates, joined by two-time World Series champion, Rookie of the Year, our favorite number 3, the one and only Steve Sax. Saxy, good morning. Happy Championship Monday to you, buddy.
Hang on, Shimian.
Yeah. Here we are.
Here we are. Morning. It's 9 a.m. We're usually done now, but we're just going to get rolling.
We are just getting started here at 9 a.m. live from Dodger Stadium as we get ready for what is going to be an epic celebration here in the city of Los Angeles. We got the championship parade coverage here on AM 570, followed by the celebration here inside Dodger Stadium. Tim Cates, Steve Sax, and the best Dodger insider out there, fresh off a trip to Toronto. You heard him all Saturday night, part of the celebration inside the Dodger clubhouse. Returned yesterday, back at it today, and he is live from one of the Dodgers team buses here at the Dodger Stadium parking lot. The Dodger insider, our own David Vassegh. DV, what's up, buddy?
Hey, great to have Steve Sax join us this year on the parade coverage. I know he was a fancy TV star last year, so
yes.
Great to have Sax on this coverage of the parade. And
Dave,
look,
did you see what I did?
Back
Look at DV.
Oh, I see you. I see you on YouTube. Here's
anyway.
a little insider tip. Nobody's watching YouTube. They're listening to us on AM 570 LA Sports, okay?
Well, we got a lot of people on YouTube, Facebook, and X on AM 570 LA Sports. The parade officially starts at 11 o'clock. It'll then come back to Dodger Stadium with a sold-out crowd of 42,000 expected here at the stadium, which has already opened the parking lot gates. Dodger fans waiting to come in here momentarily. And again, the parade will start at Temple Street and Broadway in downtown LA. But David, you are on one of the 3 buses that will make its way from the Dodger Stadium parking lot to downtown LA. Set the scene on what is around you right now as we are less than 2 hours away from the start of this parade.
Yeah, right now I'm on an empty bus. I'll be on a bus with Snellzilla, of course, as we get going here.
We knew that.
Yeah, of course. You know, they got to have that synergy. And maybe I'll try to get him to drop another rhyme. Remember, it went viral during the postseason. Maybe I'll see if he's got another rhyme on parade day on the bus. But, yeah, a lot of players are starting to arrive. They're in the clubhouse right now. They're getting their championship parade hats, T-shirts. And from that point on, the buses will start to roll out to downtown LA around 10:45. And when they get out to the streets of downtown, the parade route is going to be longer than what it was a year ago. It was a little bit of a shorter parade route before it culminated at the stadium for a big-time rally. That rally is still going to happen, but more fans are going to have the opportunity to see the Dodgers on the parade route than they did last year. It's going to be about a 45-minute to an hour route in downtown Los Angeles. So those that were packed in a small square mileage footage last year they are going to have more of a chance to spread out and line the streets of LA because the parade route is going to be longer.
Hey, Dave, I have a question for you. None of the players this year are going to be taking their shirt off and dropping the F-bomb, right? I mean, it's going to be kind of nice.
Well, I can't promise anything, Sax.
Well, you know, I don't know. I
was offended when they were filling up the coolers with water bottles instead of Budweiser or Coors Light or Modelo.
Well,
I was a little offended by that.
They should be able to drink if they want, have a little adult beverage. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But just kind of, I don't know about the F-bombs and taking the shirts off and stuff. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Flaherty he's not on the team this year, so he's not falling out of the director's chair this year. But
it wasn't Jack Flaherty.
I'll tell you
anyway.
I'll tell you this. Jack Flaherty almost got decapitated 2 separate times in last year's parade because the signs dangling from Dodger Stadium parking lot.
Yeah.
They warned us, hey, duck down when you see those signs. And Flaherty was at the back of the bus, and we all screamed at him, duck, and his mom was right here. He came inches away from being decapitated. And also, when the bus goes under, the double-decker bus goes under the bridge, the overpass, they tell you to duck down as well. So I'm going to have to look out for Glasnow and Blake Snell. I mean, those are the 2 tallest trees out there.
Well, I can tell you
told
guys
us many times that Blake Snell is a lot of man.
Not as much of a man as Mule was in 1990 with the Yankees.
Okay.
I can tell you guys right now, just by the traffic that is in and around Dodger Stadium, in and around downtown Los Angeles. I mean, I was cutting it close getting here to Dodger Stadium and getting on the air at 9 o'clock this morning just because I didn't give myself proper time, and that's a bad job by me. But traffic on the 5, the 110, the 10, getting into downtown and the Los Angeles area around Dodger Stadium is starting to fill up.
You had to stop for that breakfast burrito.
You know what, David? Priorities are priorities, and the breakfast burrito was a must. All right, but
David, they were telling me that Zach's get ready to open the show by yourself. They were going to start funneling me the reads and everything because Cates couldn't get here.
Cates wanted 3 salsas, and it took a little extra time to get those salsas for his extra large chorizo and huevos breakfast burrito.
Yes, he only grew up in L.A. It's not like he's a foreigner to the area.
Said muy rapido, guys. Let's go. We got a parade coverage to get to. Again, Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, David Vassay. David is live on. Which bus are you on, David? There's 3 buses.
I'm on bus 3.
Okay.
And Kershaw is going to be on the bus behind me, I believe, and Otani as well. I forgot the names that are going to be on the bus, but that can change. Guys want to be with certain other guys. So,
well, we know who you want to be with.
Well, I mean, I think everybody, Steve, you can appreciate this being part of numerous postseasons.
Yes.
Everybody just remembers the here and now, the last game that was played, but there were so many big moments in the NLDS, the NLCS by other pitchers and players to help the Dodgers even get to the World Series, like Teoscar Hernandez, arguably the biggest 3-run home run in the series against the Phillies in Game 1. Blake Snell pitched great in the first 2 rounds and kept the score at 1 run in the 8th inning of Game 7 of the World Series. Your 88 team was the epitome of everybody contributing, but I would say a lot of the salaries, the talent has overshadowed how Justin Dean, guys like that, to Justin Robleski, to Emmett Sheehan, all contributed to the Dodgers winning this World Series.
No question. You said that exactly right, Dave, and there's a lot of people talking about, I heard John Smoltz on the broadcast, on the national broadcast this morning, talking about, they tried to frame this thing, well, the team spends the most money wins, and he was there to balk at that immediately and put those people in their place, saying, no, that's not the case. That is not the case all the time. It's not. It's about this. He talked about how the team didn't win it with home runs in the beginning. It had to pitch its way. It had to play good defense. There's chemistry involved. All different things. Not just you spend money and you win. That's not what it comes down to.
We are live at Dodger Stadium. I'm sorry. Go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you, Steve. I feel like the Dodgers. There's other teams out there like the Phillies, the Mets. You could go on and on how
pointed that out too.
Other teams have spent a lot of money, but the Dodgers have spent it on the right guys, and guys that aren't just happy that they've banked those salaries, because there are guys like that, as you know. But it starts with Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto. I mean, Yamamoto has a 10-year contract, and he didn't have to do what he did. He didn't have to volunteer. And later in the show, I'll let you guys know the timeline of events that led to Yamamoto closing out Game 7 of the World Series.
Amazing.
Ooh, David is
live. Great.
David is live on bus number 3 here at Dodger Stadium as the players will start to file into the stadium. The stadium is now open, so Dodger fans are making their way into the stadium for the celebration here. They'll be able to watch it on the screens here at Dodger Stadium. That is the parade, which will go through downtown LA, a longer route, as David mentioned, starting at Temple Street and Broadway and going all the way down Grand, west on 7th, north on Figueroa, and ending at 5th Street. Now, you got to pick one or the other. If you're lucky to get tickets to come to the stadium, you got to come here, watch it on the screens. If not, head to downtown LA. It's a longer route, and there's going to be more people out there. Be patient. Take your time. Start getting there now, I would suggest, because traffic is already starting to fill up. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, and David Vassay. David live on the bus here at Dodger Stadium. The best coverage you're going to get anywhere right here on your home of the Dodgers, AM 570 LA Sports. And our coverage of the championship celebration is brought to you by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Guys, full disclosure, 1 out, 9th inning, Saturday night. I wasn't feeling it. Miguel Rojas was up. I was not feeling that this Dodgers team was coming back. I don't know about you, but it felt like, okay, this is it. The run is over. They're not going to get back-to-back championships. David, being there at Rogers Center in the moment, I mean, I'm watching the replay last night, DV, and Max Scherzer in the dugout, they showed him. And after the first out from Kike Hernandez, he's looking around the dugout and put up two. Two more, guys. Two more. All we need is two more. And then Miguel Rojas broke everybody's heart in Toronto. What was that like, David, when that home run was hit by Miguel Rojas inside that stadium?
2 outs away for Toronto winning the World Series. And
payoff. Drilled to left field and deep. And gone!
I never thought Miguel Rojas. So he's the guy. I mean, he's the most unexpected guy to hit that home run. But Jeff Hoffman did him a favor. Why would he throw him a slider on the inside part of the plate? That's what Miguel Rojas hits and pulls. And Miguel told me this at the beginning of last year when he was coming back he had a right wrist injury, surgery the year before he signed with the Dodgers, and it limited his power to the pull side. But once he got healthy, that was his game at this stage of his career. When the situation called for it, he was going to pull for power. And Jeff Hoffman did him a favor by throwing him that pitch to allow him to pull for power. And on the field, when I interviewed Miguel Rojas, he told me, I wasn't trying to hit a home run. I'm just trying to get a hit in that situation. And that goes back to what the Dodger hitters were saying, that they've got to stop swinging for the fences. And in the process of that good approach, you are going to be able to hit a home run. And the guy that understands the situations more than anybody, I mean, this guy has such a great feel for baseball. He's the one that hits the home run. And guys, the Dodgers only hit 203 in the World Series, but the difference in that World Series, including Game 7, is the fact that after Toronto's 9-run inning, the Dodgers outscored Toronto by 1 run in the series, and the Dodgers out-homered the Blue Jays 10-5 after Game 1, which offset their poor average with runners in scoring position. That was the difference in the Blue Jays getting those final 2 outs and the Dodgers forcing extra innings and Will Smith delivering again in the 11th with a home run.
Dave, I told Tim Cates, and he asked me sometimes at the end of our segments, what are the keys to the game? And the last key of the game I mentioned to him was that when a team wins the World Series, you have to have your stalwarts play well. You have to pitch well, most importantly, down the stretch. And also, you got to have some luck, and you have to have some unknown surprise that comes up. And it happens every single year. What was the unknown surprise this year for the Dodgers? It was Mickey Rowe hitting that home run. And it was a shot heard around the world. That was a surprise that not only buoyed the team at the moment, but shot them into the stratosphere and enabled them to win this World Series. It was because of that unexpectedness that came up at the right time.
How about the moments, guys, in the 9th, the 10th, the 11th inning? Both teams, David, had chances in extra innings to get across runs. The 9th inning, bottom of the 9th inning, the play at the plate for Miguel Rojas, the opportunities that the Toronto Blue Jays had, they had opportunities in the 9th, the 10th inning to do something against Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and he comes in and absolutely lights out.
Yeah, and honestly, Will Smith was at the center of so many different things in this series, being the catcher, catching all of the innings of this 7-game series, including 18 innings in Game 3. We forget about that. And the fact that, people now in Toronto and around baseball are second-guessing Isaiah Kanafalefa for not having a bigger secondary lead off of third base when the Dodgers had infield in with the bases loaded. And how many times have we seen infield in not work? And Miguel Rojas and Will Smith, 2 of the biggest hits in Game 7 of the World Series, but also 2 of the biggest defensive plays on the same play in Game 7 with infield in. Rojas did an amazing job, number 1, to be able to grab the ball. Number 2, to set and throw a strike after being a little off balance. And Will Smith, if you look at the replay, he had his foot on home plate, but then picked it up for a split second and thankfully got it back down in a quicker second to be able to get Kanafalefa at home plate. And then, Rojas obviously already had hit the home run, and Smith hits the 11th inning home run. So defense in the last 2 games for the Dodgers, Kike to Rojas in game 6, the little things, the base running, those were the difference between the Dodgers winning and the Blue Jays losing, because I don't know about you guys. I thought the Blue Jays just all of a sudden had amnesia on how to play the game of baseball in those last 2 games.
Yeah, the base running things really came to light. I don't know for the life of me, you guys, what Addison Barger is doing off of second base. Oh, it's a short fly ball, and it's hard to read. And, he's just trying to get a jump. And, no, let me tell you, the thing is the guy blew it. That was the worst base running blunder maybe I've ever seen. Why are you off of the base? You freeze on a line drive. You read the ball. He sees Kike Hernandez sprinting in. You get yourself back to second base. He shouldn't even had to slide back to second, and he threw him out. I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, he had such a great series, but that was the biggest bonehead play. Wow. And also in that game 6, I mean, what can you say about Tyler Glasnow coming in?
Yes,
and being able to get Ernie Clement to pop up on the first pitch? That was so out of character for Ernie Clement. He was the best 2-strike hitter the Blue Jays had. There was no reason for him to rush to hit, and he was in a rush to hit with a guy that can be erratic. And I felt like once Glasnow in game 6 was able to get Clement to pop up on the first pitch with nobody out, gets the first out on that one, I felt like the Dodgers were in a great spot, because Clement set a record with 30 hits in the postseason for the Blue Jays and is the best 2-strike hitter. There was no reason, and it was so out of character, and that's where the Dodgers' experience and pulse being as even as ever. I mean, their pulse never gets too high or too low. The most emotion you'll see from the Dodgers was that last out of game 6 and winning the World Series in game 7, because they know there's so much more left to do. So I thought those were big keys in the last 2 games.
Steve, you're a second baseman. You've made many a picks at second base in your career. That pick that Miguel Rojas made in game 6 on that double up to win the game. And then, as David alluded to, the play he made throwing home to Will Smith. That's a tough play to make. He was a huge cog defensively, but as a second baseman yourself, those aren't routine plays. That's not an easy pick to end game 6. That's not an easy play to make, having to go kind of a backhand, balls rising on you on the turf, and then throw home and make a strike of a throw to Will Smith.
Yeah, both those plays. And we start with the pick. I mean, you really got to read that very well. It's a very unusual throw from Kike as he's running in, and he had to back up, and he actually got that ball with the glove down. It wasn't the glove as he received the ball or the glove up. He actually received that ball by spiking down on the ball and kind of snatching it before it hit the ground. It was an amazing way. He read it kind of as it came, and it wasn't a traditional way to pick the ball, but he did it the exact right way. The play at second base, the short hop line drive, he was able to regain his footing, because I thought he was going to fall over. That was a tough play going back on him. He was able to get that ball, and he threw a strike to first base. To home plate. Yeah. Well, and it was right on the button. So Miggy Rowe was, I thought that Dave Roberts made every single right move for the team to win. You guys, I don't ever want to hear somebody call in and say, it's all Dave Roberts' fault. Let me tell you, if it wasn't for Dave Roberts putting in Pajes in center field, putting Miggy Rowe at second base, we're not sitting here talking today.
I got a couple of things for you on that. It just came to my mind. After the final out of game 6, I was on the field with Miguel Rojas. And if you remember, I can't remember which game in the NLDS, but he unwisely, he even admitted this to me. There was a force play where he could have thrown to first base, and there was a tag play at third base where he dove to try to tag the base at third base. The force play was at third, and him and Alec Boehm were racing for third base. Remember, he came up with his left shoulder a little injured right there.
Yeah.
Well, on that play from Kike Hernandez to end game 6, the way he picked it and the way his left shoulder went back for him to get it on a bounce, it kind of took him back, and he retweaked that left shoulder. So that's what makes what he did amazing, to hit that home run with a bad wing, his left shoulder, which is his top hand, as you know, Steve, and also, his bottom hand. And that's the reason why he wasn't in the game for the final out of Game 7. When Kim came in to play second base, wasn't for better defense. It was because Rojas's left shoulder must have been limited in that situation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good info right
there.
there.
It makes it even more impressive. And
yes, it does.
There were so many guys banged up in this series, and that's why, you have to give the Dodgers credit for having veterans that wanted this so bad. Rojas with his left shoulder issue. Tommy Edman was playing still on that bad right ankle. Yamamoto couldn't even lift the trophy after pitching the final 2+ innings. Max Muncy, he was still dealing with that right side rib issue.
Yeah.
Blake Snell's shoulder, remember that injury that kept him out the first half of the season?
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you this now that it's over. His shoulder wasn't feeling great.
Ooh.
But he pitched complete games and shutouts throughout the entire postseason, and still took the ball in Game 7. And Will Smith, how can we forget about Will Smith's broken right hand that all of a sudden started to feel better and more comfortable when the World Series began? Nobody has brought up that Will Smith played with a broken right hand, and I still would say if he took an x-ray of that right hand today, it would still be considered broken.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Dave,
that thing doesn't heal like it did.
Tim, we're not going to get this information anywhere else except from David Vassegh.
Absolutely.
It's impossible.
He's with the team. He's in the clubhouse. He's traveling there. He's on the field during the workouts. Nobody else is giving you this coverage except right here on AM 570 LA Sports and the great David Vassegh, who is on bus number 3 in the parking lot here at Dodger Stadium as the parade will start at 11 o'clock. Guys, joined by a special guest, Kenji Hall, general manager of Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Kenji, first off, welcome. How exciting is this? A proud partner of the Dodgers, AM 570, to be here for a championship celebration again.
I love this. We've been a presenting sponsor last year for this incredible parade and this celebration here at the stadium. We're doing it this year. We plan on doing it next year. We plan to do the year after that, too.
The signage here in Dodger Stadium is here 162 games throughout the season. You see it in left center field. It's up on the Jumbotrons right now. Talk about that partnership and how you guys formed with the Dodgers.
We've been partners with the Dodgers for over almost 2 decades now. And, quite honestly, I think that it just aligns with who we are as Yamava. We both believe in just being the best at everything that we can, being best in class, being world champs. But I think that's even bigger than that. It's about the partnerships that we have. They treat their teams like family, and what they do in the community as well. Like, again, we feel very strongly about that. Our tribe that donates a ton of money out into the public for the last 2 decades. They've done over $450 million that they've donated. And it feels just like we have similar priorities. So it's no longer we sponsor a team. We are partners with
Absolutely.
them, and it's been incredible for us.
I mean, people know Yamava. You drive by it on the 210. The great concerts that are out there. I mean, it has become a go-to destination for musical talent out there to play at Yamava. What's new and exciting out at the resort?
There's always something new there. Every day, we always have something new. We're doing incredible promotions that keep coming up. We had Saxy earlier this year. We did a Legends dinner out there. That was fantastic. But I think the end of the year, we've got a couple of really big promotions. We're going to give $1 million to one person.
Only $1 million?
Only $1 million. One person, one winner. We got
Kenji, you don't have to give it to me on the air right now. Come on, cut it out.
We got $4 million in 2 days we're giving away.
Well, I'll take that one, too.
Come on out. Let's do it.
Talk about
Kenji,
go ahead, Saxy.
I want to ask Kenji a question,
Yeah.
or just a statement, I should say. I've been out to Yamava a couple of times, and I'm telling you, it is an unbelievable place. I plan to go out there and do some vacationing this winter. The pool is awesome. Everybody's great. The beds are so comfortable. The staff is amazing, and the food is great. Everybody don't talk about enough about how good the food is at Yamava. I had the most unbelievable time there the few times I've been there, and I'll be there this winter. So I just want to tell you, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. But my question to you, Kenji, is this: what's been the kind of the buzz now that the Dodgers are world champions again? Do you see this reverberating throughout your clientele? Is it obvious?
Absolutely. I think that Southern California is Dodger country, and we had a really big party at the 909, a big watch party. Game 1, we had Garvey out there for the watch party. And then Game 7 was just bananas for the watch party.
Right.
We really created this environment of sports in that area with some fandom and beer and food. And it's just an incredible atmosphere for that. And we are partnered with them throughout the year. We have giveaways throughout the year. Some of our favorite days are when we're giving away Dodger hats and seeing all of the Dodger memorabilia and the Dodger clothing and everything that's in the building every day. We love it. We love it so much.
Kenji, talk about the Club Serrano members, not only at San Manuel out there, but also you can go to Vegas and the Palms, and now Waldorf Astoria at Monarch Beach. You guys are growing. I mean, I work on the Raider broadcast as well. It's full disclosure. And a big partner with them as well.
Yes.
And there's a huge presence out in Vegas at the Palms.
Yeah, so, we have a big California to Vegas connection. Our tribe purchased the Palms as well. And so we have the ability with your Club Serrano card with us. Your points can work at either location. You get offers, discounts, comps at both locations.
See, Sax, you can go to Vegas now, too, and use your points.
Yes.
Hey, Kenji, I was going to ask you, I do the broadcast, part of the broadcast team with the Athletics, and we are going to Vegas in just a couple of years. In 28, the Athletics open up in Vegas.
Is that AA?
Oh, hey, wait till you see the ballpark, Mr. Vassay, and then tell me if it's AA. Okay. And Kenji, I didn't know you guys bought the Palms, so we go to Vegas. We're in there.
You're there. Come on in. Use your points. Come on over.
Whoa.
It'll be fantastic. And then, last month, the tribe purchased Monarch Beach, Golf Links and the Waldorf Astoria at Monarch Beach. And to be able to offer benefits and discounts into that location for our members, we love it. And so the tribe continues to look for how to diversify and do amazing things. And it's just an additional add-on. And you talk about how we synergize with what the Dodgers do. You just continue to grow, you continue to build. You want to promote greatness all the time. You want to put that kind of talent on the field every day. Our teams are that talent. I feel like I have a bunch of Otanis and Freemans and Yamamotos on my team. And all I got to do is try not to mess it up. That's my goal.
Kenji Hall is the Dave Roberts of Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel, the general manager. Kenji, thank you so much. Great to see the presence out here, and another great championship parade and celebration here at the stadium. So
thanks again, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Kenji.
There he goes, Kenji Hall. We'll take a break, guys. We'll come back. We might get to some phone calls, but we got exclusive coverage here on AM 570 LA Sports. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, and David Vassay live on one of the buses in the parking lot. Are you kidding me? Nobody else has this exclusive coverage except for AM 570 LA Sports, your home of the Dodgers.
From the grit.
570 LA Sports, exclusive parade and celebration coverage here on AM 570, brought to you by our friends at Bank of America, the official bank of the Dodgers. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, David Vassay, live at Dodger Stadium. David is live on bus number 3 with the players as they will make their way over to downtown LA beginning at 11 o'clock this morning, then come back to Dodger Stadium for a celebration with a sold-out Dodger Stadium expected here around 12:15, 12:30. And again, the parade will begin at Temple Street and Broadway in downtown LA. The parade will then travel west to Temple, south on Grand, west on 7th Street, and then north on Figueroa, ending at 5th Street. And again, you can get out there, get there early, be safe, and have a great time, Los Angeles, and celebrate your back-to-back World Series champion Dodgers. Saxy, you remember the parade in '88 that you were a part of? Do you remember it being this grand, this big, this monstrous?
It wasn't that big. There wasn't nearly as many people in LA as there is now. But I mean, I was a part of the parade last year, and that thing was absolutely huge. And I guess the route's going to be a little bit longer this time, so naturally more people around. But Tim, amazing how they celebrate the Dodgers in Los Angeles. It's like no other.
Yeah. It really is like no other. And then we saw it with the Laker parades in the mid-2000s. David, you are a part of that coverage as well. Last year, this parade saw almost 500,000 people in downtown Los Angeles and a sold-out Dodger Stadium. This is a big day for the Dodgers in this celebration. What is it like right now as you get the staging area around the buses and the players?
Yeah, right now I don't see any players. I see them walking in with their families. Look, there's a lot of buses here. I just hope that the Dodgers have organized the buses where there are a lot of players on a few different buses because, you know, this is going to be a longer parade. If there's only a bunch of the core guys on one bus, that's not going to be fun for everybody. So if I'm organizing this bus with, 8 different buses, you want to be able to spread out the wealth of good players and guys that contributed on a few different buses here. So hopefully the Dodgers thought that out because it is a longer ride and you want to have, 4 or 5 on each bus that, the fans care about and gravitate towards and guys that played key moments. You don't just want to have, a bus full of everybody and all the other ones empty. So hopefully the Dodgers thought that out where they have multiple guys on multiple buses.
Well, one guy that everybody wants to hear from and is one of the big-time clutch players in this World Series is Will Smith. So if Will Smith is on your bus, we're going to be in good hands. Talk about the biggest home run that he has probably ever hit, coming there in the 11th inning of Game 7 of the World Series. He had a big home run in Game 6 as well. Will Smith, you talked about it, David. This is a guy who missed September. We saw Ben Rortvedt play a lot of September along with Dalton Rushing, and then Rortvedt caught in the wild card round, and back came Will Smith. And you alluded to it. I can't imagine that hand is fully healed. So for the month of October, Will Smith is playing through some sort of pain, some sort of broken bone in that hand.
Yeah, and the reality is, up until the World Series, he did not have an extra base hit. How about that? Will Smith did not have an extra base hit. It's not because all of a sudden he lost his power. It was because he was playing through a right hand that was fractured, and he got back as soon as he possibly could to be available, to be a threat, to be behind the plate and play that part for the Dodgers. And then I'm sure there's part of it where it did not have strength in it, and there was probably still a certain level of pain. And that's the reason why we didn't see the offensive Will Smith up until the World Series. And he hit a huge home run in Game 2 off of Gossman, and then obviously the biggest one in the 11th inning of Game 7. But, Will Smith is the quiet assassin. That's what I'm calling him, the most quiet assassin out there, because he doesn't love the attention. He doesn't love talking into a microphone. And that serves him well in those clutch situations. And going back to his rookie year, we all remember 2019. They call it walk-off weekend. Beatty, Verdugo, and Will Smith hit consecutive walk-off hits in a summer weekend against the Rockies. And that's when we were alerted to the fact that this guy has ice in his veins. Can you believe Will Smith? I looked this up today. Will Smith has a walk-off home run against each and every one of the other division rivals. Rockies, Giants, Padres. He has a walk-off home run against.
Wow.
And in his career in the regular season, he has 5 walk-off home runs, 12 tying home runs, and 52 go-ahead home runs. And that's just the regular season.
That's amazing. David, I was going to ask you, there can't be everybody on this team that's feeling well, especially at this time of the year. Man, I know how much, these guys go through, and there's nobody that's out there feeling 100%. Given that state of mind, I think you just can't reduce how important it's been for this team, for somebody like Mookie Betts to win 6 Gold Gloves in right field. Can't be, 100% feeling good. And yet he comes into shortstop and plays like Gold Glove shortstop. He's going to be strongly considered, that's for sure. I mean, it's incredible when I think about what Mookie Betts has done to making that transfer. It's not like you got somebody going and playing first base for 10 games. Shortstop's the most important position on the field along with catcher. I mean, it's incredible what he's done.
I thought it was fitting that it was him that turned the unassisted double play to end the World Series. I mean, here's a guy that made it look so easy and fluid on that game-ending double play. That was spectacular. And we always talk about Shohei Ohtani being this, quote, unicorn. Name me another player that could do what Mookie Betts has done at a high level.
Nobody. I don't know anybody that can do that.
6 Gold Gloves in right field, Steve. Come on. 6 Gold Gloves in right field and about to win a Gold Glove at shortstop and be who he is as an offensive threat. Nobody can do that.
Nobody.
And I feel like Ohtani gets a lot of attention, rightfully so, but Mookie Betts deserves as much attention for what he's been able to do the last 2 years. I mean, think about this. Last year, he went from shortstop to right field. Some New York Animals tried to grab his arm foul territory at Yankee Stadium last year. And then this year, he's playing shortstop for the Dodgers, winning the World Series in Game 7. Let me know any other player that can do that. There's no other player that can do that.
Well, it's a crime because the Gold Gloves were announced last night. And the fact that Mason Wynn of the St. Louis Cardinals beat out Nick Allen and Mookie Betts at shortstop. And also, the hill I'm going to die on is the fact that Freddie Freeman wasn't even a finalist to win a Gold Glove at first base in the National League. But the Dodgers were shut out as far as Gold Gloves were concerned this year. Did not win anything. Mookie Betts not winning. Mason Wynn. Congratulations to Mason Wynn, by the way. That's great. But everything you just mentioned, and you said, Steve, the fact that Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts aren't hoisting Gold Gloves is an absolute crime.
You're right. You're right, Dave. That is an absolute crime. And, if you look up and down, the in the years past, it's not always the best fielder, the most deserving guy that wins. A lot of times it's, you get a popularity contest or whatever it may be. But I've seen plenty of times. I've seen guys win the Gold Glove before, and we can fact check this, that had led the league in errors. So you tell me how that works. And it's a crime. I think Freddie Freeman and Mookie definitely should both have won it.
How about this, guys? Fabian Ardad from The Athletic just reminded us an hour ago that the Dodgers in this World Series run only lost one road game, Game 1 of the World Series. They won the first 2 games in Philly, the first 2 games in Milwaukee, never had to go back to those cities. They lose Game 1 of the World Series, and that's the only road loss in this run. They won 6 and 7 on the road. They became the 3rd team in the last 50 years to be down 3-2 on the road to win Games 6 and 7. The last 2 teams to do that were the 19 Nationals. They went into Houston and won Game 6 and Game 7. And the Cubs went into Cleveland, won Game 6 and a Game 7 in Cleveland. And before that, you have to go back to 1979 when the Orioles went into Pittsburgh to win the last 2 games of that series. So the Dodgers did something that doesn't happen very often, winning Game 6 and 7 on the road and only losing 1 road game, not to mention back-to-back World Series championships for the first time in Dodger history, first time in 25 years, and also no other world champion has ever won 13 games in a postseason. The Dodgers were the number 3 seed in this expanded postseason, had to win the first 2 games against the Reds to even get to the NLDS. Look it up. Every other World Series champion has won 11 games or less. This is the only team to start in Tokyo earlier than everybody else, win 13 games in the postseason, more than anybody else, and finish in Toronto. Only team in the history of the game.
Yet some clowns want to say that the best team didn't win this World Series. Unbelievable.
That's a
I
bunch
mean, that
of
was just the
malarkey.
epitome of the false narrative that Canadians are nice people. They're animals.
Oh, wow.
He is
They
David
are not very
Vassay.
nice.
Wow.
Steve Sachs, Tim Cates, we're live at Dodger Stadium, getting you ready for the parade. The coverage is already underway here on AM 570 LA Sports. David Vassay live on one of the double-decker buses as the parade will start at 11 o'clock. We got the celebration coming back to Dodger Stadium. Our coverage of the Dodgers Championship celebration presented by Yakult, probiotic drink of the Dodgers, and by our friends at Strauss. From the ball field to the job site, Strauss.com. We'll come back. We'll get to some of your phone calls, even 866-987-2570. We have the best coverage for you live from Dodger Stadium on AM 570 LA Sports.
From the grit.
All right, are we good to go here? Are we live on YouTube, X, and Facebook during the commercial break? As Fred Rogan likes to say, we bust the brakes here on AM 570 LA Sports. Thank you so much for listening and watching to this coverage here at Dodger Stadium. Tim Cates, David Vassay, Steve Sachs, live here on AM 570 LA Sports. Thank you for watching again on YouTube, X, and Facebook all morning long. The parade will start around 11 o'clock. The players will start boarding the bus here in about, 45 minutes or so, I believe. And then it'll be off to downtown LA. They'll go through the streets of downtown LA. We'll see if it matches the same crowd as of a year ago and more. Last year, remember, about 500,000 people, give or take, were at Dodger Stadium. So, David, we're on live on YouTube, X, and Facebook here during the commercial break.
Congratulations.
Starting to get a little busier down there by the buses.
I see some CHP out here.
Okay.
I see a lot of fans standing outside of the players' lot right now. So, it's the calm before the storm. It kind of eases. There's a crescendo to all this.
That's an amazing word. I love that. Hey, David and Tim, I wanted to tell you guys something really quick.
Yes,
This
Steve.
just
I'll send you all these words, Steve. You could use them on the A's broadcast.
Thank you, David. I appreciate that. So get this. Now I want you guys to know this and really let this seep in, okay? This is actually the third month of Scam. Scam started in September.
Gosh.
We did September 30th. We did Scam, right?
Yeah.
Then we did all of
Crazy.
October. Now we're into November, the third month of
How about
Scam.
that? I didn't even think about that.
Unbelievable.
We
Did you like
started
that
long
shirt I
run.
sent you?
Yes. Yeah, what you sent me a picture of a Scam T-shirt with the graphic on the front. Is that something that somebody made or
Some fan made it. Yes.
Okay.
It was unbelievable. I got to find out where it's made. But this, I just wanted to let you know, this is the third month of Scam.
what a run it's been, Steve Sachs. And David
Yes,
Vassay has
it's
been with
amazing.
us every single day. The journey
David
that you've gone.
has.
David, think about this. From the wild card round, then to Philadelphia, to Milwaukee, Toronto. You've gone across the country and north of the border, 5-6 times in the month of October?
My family doesn't even know me. I saw my kids for the first time in a long time.
Oh,
I haven't spent a full day with them in quite some time. I guess the break between Milwaukee and the World
couple days
Series
there.
was
Yeah.
the longest break. Yeah, so when you said that right there, Steve, now I understand why my wife's like, yeah, whatever, Dodgers, yeah.
I just lost my internet, so I'm gonna have to go back on here.
you're on, Steve. We got you, so don't worry about that.
We got you.
We got your. The whole world's watching. Now we got a second camera up here. If you're watching on
The
YouTube, X,
whole
and
world.
Facebook, watching the field as the fans start to pile in. Oral Hershiser's in the left field pavilion right now, walking around, getting mobbed by Dodger
Hey,
fans.
Tim, you said it's not limited capacity like last year. What's the situation with trying to get into the stadium and watch the rally once the parade's over? How many people are expected inside this year?
They said a sold-out crowd. Now, I'm looking around the stadium, and you're right. Last year, it was a sold-out capacity. I'm seeing people sit at the very top of the reserve section all the way
It's
down
sold
the
out.
third base line. So it looks like every seat this year is going to be filled. I actually tried to get tickets yesterday when they went on sale or available to get at noon. And, yeah, good luck. Those things were gone within minutes.
Yeah, people were asking me for tickets. I don't have tickets to this thing. I'm lucky I'm even got into the bus.
All right, we're going to come back live on the radio here, guys. So thanks, everybody, for watching on X,
On the radio?
Facebook, and YouTube. We got over 1,100 watching right now. This is fantastic. All right.
Wow. That's like Burbank, Glen Oaks, and Verdugo right there. Or Sacramento. That's the population size of Sacramento.
Roseville, Dave. Roseville, California.
We're live back on AM 570 LA Sports. Tim Cates, David Vassay, Steve Sachs. Oh, if you're missing it during the break, you got to make sure you join us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. We're 1,100 strong and growing right now during the commercial breaks. And right here on AM 570 LA Sports, our coverage of the Dodgers Championship Celebration presentation is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. And there's certainly going to be a lot of Buds flowing around those team buses and here at Dodger Stadium as Dodger fans making their way into the stadium here for this celebration. Back-to-back years, David, and the buzz getting down here to the stadium. I know you were here earlier than I was, but just the buzz in LA, the buzz getting down here in and around downtown feels almost just like last year, if not even more.
The courtroom, I believe, is closed in downtown LA for this parade. I know that because I'm actually supposed to be at the Van Nuys Courthouse right now. I forgot I punted my jury duty summons to today, but I'm just a no-show for jury duty today. So I'll handle the ramifications, I guess, tomorrow or never. I'm not sure. I'm not one of those guys that just throws it away. But, yeah, I was supposed to be at jury duty today. Sorry, no-show in Van Nuys.
Wow.
Juror number 742, where are you?
Thanks for alerting the bailiff, Dave. He'll be out to see you pretty soon.
Well, I just want to document it, so if there's any question of validity to my story,
that's a good point.
I'll tell them to podcast it on the iHeartRadio app.
Absolutely.
There you go. You couldn't. Just tell them you're unavoidably detained.
Dave is on bus number 3 here at Dodger Stadium as the players will board later on next hour. We got some calls we got to get to. Let's hear from the fans, guys, if you want to hear. We got David in L.A. joins us here on AM 570 LA Sports. Tim Case, David Vassay, Steve Saxon, Scam plus DV. How you doing, David?
I'm doing great. I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys throughout the playoffs. It's just been wonderful.
Isn't Steve wonderful?
He's amazing. He's amazing. I've loved you ever since the early 80s, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
One of my favorite players of all time. So my only comment about this World Series is that, you know, in prior World Series, you can point to one, maybe two iconic moments. In this one, it's almost, you can't even count how many iconic moments there were. I mean, just in the last 2 games alone, it's just unbelievable. And I'm just filled with joy.
Yeah, David, appreciate the phone call.
Tears of joy. Let them flow.
Hey, you know what, you guys? I got to tell you this. I think David is exactly spot on. This is the best World Series I've ever seen. I mean, you couldn't get 2 teams more equally matched, different constructs on both sides, but they were so evenly matched, and it was the best World Series I've ever watched. No question.
Well, there we go. That's validation because you've seen and played in a lot of World Series, Steve, and I know we always just say things like that, make these statements about a game or a series or a player, but when I asked a few different people, and even the guys on the team said that was the greatest World Series ever. The greatest Game 7. The greatest Game 7. Can you think of another one? Maybe the Cubs and Indians.
The Cubs and Indians, that was my second choice, David. This was the best, I think, clear cut, but second was the Cubs, Indians, yes. But incredible World Series. Two extra inning games. One was 2 games in one. And then you had the extra innings to finish it off in Game 7. I mean, so equally matched. It was just absolutely amazing, this World Series.
Hey, Tim, before you take another phone call, I just want to share this with everybody since we're on the topic of this being the greatest World Series. Mm-hmm. This is the only World Series to feature a pinch hit grand slam. That was by Addison Barger off of Anthony Banda. 2 extra inning games. 2 extra inning home runs. Freddie Freeman's walk-off in the 18th. Will Smith's, of course, in Game 7 in the 11th. A walk-off home run by Freddie. Add that to the list. A 7-4 double play to end the game, Game 6. Back-to-back home runs to lead off a game. That was by David Schneider and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in Game 5. A complete game from Yamamoto. The first 12 strikeout, no walk pitched game in a World Series. That was Yasavage. A player who reached base 9 times in one game. That was Ohtani in the extra inning game in Game 3. And a game-tying 9th inning home run that flipped the World Series by Miguel Rojas. So those things that I just mentioned had never happened before in one single World Series.
All those things, David, Steve, if you would have said one of them, that would have been the moment for a World Series that we'd be talking about forever. You just rattled off so many things that took part over 7 games. Then you break it down to just Game 6. Then you break it down to just Game 7, and in particular what happened after the 7th inning. I mean, I'm a dork. I sat and watched Game 7 of the World Series on MLB Network twice yesterday. I replayed it a 3rd time, just that last 9th, 10th, and 11th inning. It's things I missed in the moment. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to make 30 for 30s. They're going to make Netflix and Apple TV documentaries, I think, about this Game 7 in particular, guys.
Well, no doubt. I mean, the Dodgers have a videographer that's been following the team, documenting every little thing since the beginning of last year. So unlike, different teams in the past that didn't have that thought process, because now it's in the forefront of everybody's mind since The Last Dance, Michael Jordan's Bulls. Mm-hmm. The Dodgers are accumulating a lot of footage of every single day, going back to day 1 of spring training of 2024. So there's a possibility, maybe not this year, but 10 years from now, they will have all this footage of this era of the team that one day, 10, 20 years from now, they could put something together that's similar to The Last Dance.
No doubt. Father Gary in Burbank. I've been texting with Father Gary
Oh,
over the
that's
weekend.
my guy.
Father Gary.
Cathedral.
Hey, guys, listen, I just got to say this. I had such a good feeling that we were going to win this. I no doubt. I was telling everybody we were grilling Farmer John Dodger dogs like it was 1988 all over again. We just had a great time. I want to thank you for a great October. You guys, Mr. Sachs, such an honor to speak to you, Mr. Vassay and Mr.
Thank
Kate.
you, Father Gary.
I love you guys and all that you do for us. You guys are amazing. Anybody who wants to go to Greece,
Divine intervention. Whenever you called, Father Gary, divine intervention. Even though Father Gary had some critical things to say about the team, you know, I'm not a priest. I can let everybody know about your confession to me on Dodger Talk a few times, Father Gary. I was the believer. You were not.
Listen, it takes ye of little faith, right? It takes a little bit to get somebody to believe a little bit more. But I had faith this time. My kids thought I was crazy. They really did. They were like, we're not going to win this game. I said, no, we are. Watch. We're going to win this game. And we came back. We did it. I just loved it. Everything about it. Everybody played like a team. These boys are great. I love these boys. And I agree, best World Series ever. If you're not a baseball fan, you better be now, as we saw that. So
Got that.
best sport ever. Love it, guys. Thank you for what you do. And talk to you next October.
All right, Father Gary, thank you very
Father
much
Gary.
for all your contributions here on AM
Don't let him
570
fool
LA
you.
Sports.
He was not a believer. He was not a believer.
Oh, no.
Listen to this.
I have
Tim,
the receipts.
Tim, I'm glad that David is not my priest, because anytime I went into the confessional and I bowed down, I know the priest is going to keep it quiet. You know, that's part of the deal. David's out here telling millions of people about Father Gary. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, he called in. It was public. I have the receipts. Sorry.
That's right.
This confession is not private.
He is David Vassay live on a bus at Dodger Stadium. Steve Sachs, Tim Cates, coverage of the Dodgers Championship celebration presented by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. We're now less than an hour away from the start of this parade. The players will start making their way to the buses here shortly. No better coverage than right here on your home of the Dodgers, AM 570 LA Sports.
From the grit.
Oh, we're back live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, David Vassay. No other place are you getting this coverage. You've got people sitting in booths, talking in high chairs. No, we got people and boots on the ground right here on AM 570 LA Sports. Tim Cates live at Dodger Stadium. Steve Sachs, two-time World Series champ, Rookie of the Year. And, of course, our own David Vassay, who is going to be on one of the Dodger team buses that will depart from Dodger Stadium just before 11 o'clock. And, again, head on a swivel if you're a Dodger player. Watch out for those overpasses there on the 110 freeway. David, are you with us?
I am. I'm talking to my cameraman, Jorge, the great Jorge. You know, that's what they call it in the biz, cameraman. We're going to be doing a simulcast, Sportsnet LA, AM 570 LA Sports. Do the A's even have a broadcast partner in Sacramento, Steve? I mean, we'll train you on how this all works.
Wow, I heard that.
They have television up there because Saxy watches Leave It to Beaver and the Rifleman every day.
I love it.
Today.
Me TV.
Yes.
Me TV. I love it.
Memorable
on MLB
entertainment
Network.
television.
Hey,
right.
Steve, MLB Network is showing a lot of old championship highlights from past Dodger teams. So if you turn on MLB Network, the 88 Dodgers, my favorite team. Can we do that, Tim, by the way? Every YouTube break, can I just celebrate the 88 Dodgers?
For sure.
Can I just
really
fanboy
nice,
out?
For sure, absolutely.
It's really nice. Thank you, Dave.
Hey,
Thank
Steve, I know the Dodgers have done something unprecedented right here, back-to-back World Series championships, but the 88 Dodgers will forever have their place in history as the most magical Dodger team in history.
That's cool. Thank you, Dave. Well, what
I will never let anybody forget about the stuntmen, Steve Sachs, Kirk Gibson will forever, and Oral Hershiser. You know how much they mean to the franchise, but I know as we get further away from those type of teams, the 88 Dodgers, the Miracle Dodgers are certainly, I would say, behind these back-to-back champions in my book.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. It was such a fun thing to be on that team, too, which nobody had really thoughts of us even winning the division. We were picked fourth in our division by the pundits out there. And then we won the division in the postseason where we started with the Mets that beat us 10 of 11 and then beat them in 7 and then beat the Bash Brothers in 5. It was a crazy year. It was a lot of it had to do with Oral Hershiser, that's for sure.
Maybe when we get back on the air, you could draw the parallels between Oral and Game 4 of the NLCS and what Yamamoto did in Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah,
and you know, and also Oral coming out of the bullpen to beat the Mets, and Yamamoto doing the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, incredible, right? And how about Yamamoto doing what Oral did and just volunteering and pushing in that extra inning game to want to go down there and even warm up?
Yeah,
he did it twice. People forget that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We'll get into it when we go back on
stuff,
the air. We got less than a minute here, guys. But
come on, Gates, direct the traffic that way.
I mean, there are so many people watching right now on X, YouTube, Facebook. Thank you. The coverage continues. Again, you're not going to get this anywhere else. Live inside Dodger Stadium.
That's behind the scenes show prep right there.
Absolutely. That's how we do it. We got Steve Sachs, a World Series champion, and we got David Vassay, the Dodger insider, on a freaking team bus. So we're going to come back live on the radio here. Again, thank you so much for watching it on social media, X, Facebook, and YouTube. We come back live now on the radio.
Take it away.
AM 570 LA Sports.
It's Sachs and Cates in the AM and David Vassay live on this beautiful Monday, November 3rd, 2025, live at Dodger Stadium as we get ready for what is going to be an epic celebration here at Dodger Stadium for now your defending back-to-back World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers after they won Game 7 on Saturday night in Toronto in 11 innings. The Dodgers come back home yesterday, and today it's all about you, the fans, and celebrating with these Dodgers. We are live at Dodger Stadium. David Vassay is on one of the team double-decker buses that will be departing here from Dodger Stadium, making their way through downtown LA, where the parade will take place beginning at Temple Street and Broadway in downtown LA. Then the parade will travel west on Temple, south on Grand, west on 7th, north back up Figueroa Street, ending at 5th Street. Members of the Dodgers will be on those double-decker buses, and David Vassay will be there as well. David, as we get closer.
Hey, Cates, can I interrupt you really quick since you're talking about the parade route? We were just talking on YouTube off the air about my favorite Dodger team because I was 12 years old, the 88 Dodgers, and of course, Steve Sachs, the spark plug of that team. And since you're talking about the parade route, I flashed back to the 88 championship parade for the Dodgers. They were on some weird floats. And Steve, can you let us know what kind of floats you guys were on? Like, was that just like a flatbed? Like, what was going on in the 88 parade compared to the double-decker buses the Dodgers have now?
Well, there were some double-decker type of buses that we were on, but it was never really the pomp and circumstance that you see now in 2025. It was just a, whatever we had to get us through the parade route. I don't think it was anything really special. Nothing decorated, past maybe a bunting here or two around a kind of a flatbed or a bus, but nothing extra special, that's for sure.
I think you had like roses. Like, it was weird. It was real 80s. And Oral was wearing that ugly sweater.
Yeah. He had that real ugly sweater on that looked like, you'd wear some of an ugly Christmas party sweater. Oral had that one on.
Weren't you suited and booted, Saxy? Weren't you all suited up?
I was suited up. I was high and tight with a tie. Oh, yeah. I wore the best.
Were you the only one in a suit?
I was in a suit. Of course I was, Tim. I've just said that.
I know. Were you the only one in a suit?
Coming.
Were you the only one?
No, I think there was a couple of the guys, but
Gibby was in a
Gibby was.
And Gibby was in a T-shirt.
Oral had a very, very ugly sweater on. I'll never forget it. I almost barfed on it when I saw it. It was very ugly.
He still has it. He breaks it out once in a while.
He wears it around his neck like, Garv used to wear those things.
Oh, I know. Hey, Steve, we were talking about this during the YouTube break, and we were talking about the fact that Yamamoto did something that we haven't seen since Randy Johnson in a World Series game back in 2001. Randy Johnson threw 100 and something pitches in 8 innings. The night before, he came back out of the bullpen to pitch the 8th inning for the Diamondbacks in Game 7. But Oral Hershiser and Yamamoto have a lot of parallels in just the bulldog samurai warrior mentality that they each had. Yamamoto, we all forget that, went out to the bullpen to get ready for a possible 19th inning in Game 3, let alone coming back after throwing 100 pitches and telling the pitching coaches, I'm available if you need me in Game 7. How similar is what Yamamoto did compared to what Oral Hershiser did in Game 4 of the NLCS in New York?
You see, Tim, you see how David really took the history of all this and just knotted it all together? He really did that. It was a great summation of what we've seen in the past, all together, bringing it to the here and now, because that's exactly what happened. Oral Hershiser went to Tommy Lasorda and he says, hey, I'm available even though you think I may not be. If you need me, and Oral just went down to the bullpen. Nobody told him to. He just went, okay? Exactly the same thing that we saw in Yamamoto. He just recently had pitched, came out and said, hey, I'm ready if you need me. It was actually warming up in the 19th inning for 19th inning. So very, very similar. I don't know if they've ever talked about that before through an interpreter, but very, very similar feats between both guys.
Well, I know, David, before, was it Game 5, I think it was, out here at Dodger Stadium? I don't remember which one, but Oral had the jersey on that he wore in '88, the home white, and came out and took a picture with Yamamoto. So I think there was sort of that feeling of that they understood each other, and there was that moment they did share here at Dodger Stadium. So, yeah, I think there is an understanding between Yamamoto and Oral about what they did.
Tim, it was, and David, I know you want to comment on this, but I want to tell you guys real quick. It was almost like the mental telepathy kind of thing that Shohei Ohtani and I had shared with one another. After I threw out the first pitch, a sizzling, crackling fastball strike over right in the middle of the plate, I went over to Shohei. Of course, he rushed out of the dugout to come over and meet me. Did you guys see that? He was sprinting.
I saw
he came over.
Socia was in the way.
Yes, we shook hands and we had a moment. We had a depth of understanding moment where we were gazing into each other's eyes very deeply, and I transcended some thoughts about keeping your shoulder in. What happened? First time up, bam, triple down the right field line. This all works. It really does.
The 88 Magic in 2025. How about when you guys came up, you and Socia came back up to the press box and you were outside of the Dodgers radio booth? You guys were so nervous to see me up in the radio booth. I offered my seat to both you and Mike. I said, hey, you could tell all your friends that you sat in David Vassay's chair, and neither one of you took me up on it. You were so intimidated by me in that setting. You did not want to even step into the booth.
Dave, there's private conversations that go in throughout baseball that you don't even know about, where people talk about the kind of aura that you bring along, the intimidation factor that you bring with players that may have been in the Hall of Fame before you were born, and things like that. It's incredible. You saw John Blundell, who's second in charge now up in the commissioner's office. He used to be a bat boy when I was with the Yankees. You saw the deference that he was showing you when we were outside of the Vin Scully box talking before that game. It was incredible. As a matter of fact, Johnny Blundell, like I said, second in line now to the commissioner. He almost broke down in a genuflect to David when he walked up. It's crazy the amount of clout this guy has.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, right. He treated me like a bat boy, Sax. That's the way I'm treated. But, man, who would have thought John Blundell, your bat boy with the Yankees in 1990, would ascend to the heights that he has ascended to in Major League Baseball? You thought you were going to be the guy that would have the better job, but here it is. You living in a farm in Sacramento on the radio with David Bassett and Tim Cates, while John Blundell has a window view of Rockefeller Center right next to the commissioner's office. I mean, Dave, how things have changed.
They have changed, but let's get to the boundaries or the bottom part of this whole thing first. David, he's got a great job, I'm sure, in New York, right? I don't need a job.
Yes.
That's the difference. Okay.
Damn, scoreboard right there by Steve Sachs.
Absolutely. He is Steve Sachs, David Vassay, Tim Cates here on AM 570 LA Sports. Our coverage of the Dodgers Championship Celebration Parade and presentation here at Dodger Stadium is brought to you by Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. We talked to Kenji earlier here from San Manuel, Yamava, so great to check in with him.
Timmy, I hope you got a hold of Kenji. Kenji and I got to talk, man. We got to talk.
I got his contact because I know you want to head out there this offseason and enjoy a little R&R. By the way,
Sachs wants the buffet.
You know what?
It's amazing. It's amazing,
the way he looks, David, and then he talks about how much he eats. 4 donuts. He's going to sit there and pile up all this food. I don't believe him. I don't think you eat as much as you say you do, Saxy.
I'm telling you.
Parade can start now. Jack Dreyer is in the iron. Ben Kasparius. The Dodgers not do anywhere close to the postseason. All right, go ahead. Go back to your buffet talk.
No, if you can grab Jack and Ben, whoever you can grab, David, by all means, we will shut up as if you can grab some guys there. But we were just talking about how
we're talking about how much I can slather down my gullet, David. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
we'd rather have the players come on to talk about my gullet.
No. We're good. We're good. And I don't know if you guys want to get into this, the timeline of events for Yamamoto.
Yes.
Actually forcing his way into a Game 7 in some respects. But I talked to Mark Pryor on the plane last night on the way back to L.A., and I said, hey, how did this all go down? Dave Roberts told me that it was Yamamoto that went to the pitching coaches and said, hey, I'm available. Mark Pryor told me after Game 6, into the morning hours, Yamamoto relayed through Will Ireton or his translator, Hero, to Andrew Friedman that he would be willing to pitch in Game 7 if they needed him. And once they got to the stadium in Game 7, again, reiterated, if you need me, I'm available. And they said, all right, let's just see, similar to Game 3, how you're feeling in the bullpen. Make some throws before the game. Make some throws in the bullpen and let us know how you're feeling. Well, he did play catch before the game, felt fine. And then as he got into the bullpen, the Dodgers really had nowhere else to turn at that point in time as good of an option as Yamamoto. And when he was in the bullpen, he was feeling good enough to go, and that's when it was the green light. But it was Yamamoto after Game 6 that night into the early morning hours that relayed to Andrew Friedman, who relayed it to the pitching coaches and Dave Roberts, that he would be available to pitch in Game 7 if necessary.
Amazing.
Dave, being around these guys, what do you think that meant to other teammates when he says he's available in Game 7 after throwing 96 pitches the night before?
Tim, it meant everything to them that he even was warming up for a 19th inning.
Yeah.
That signaled to the rest of the team, whatever's going on with you, whatever you're feeling, leave it all out there. When Yamamoto who just pitched the night before a complete game, is ready to go for a possible 19th inning. And actually, Mark Pryor told me about that story, how he was eyeing him and urging him from the 10th inning on to allow him to go to the bullpen. And they finally said, okay, Will Klein, 4 innings. We need somebody else now. You're the only option to try to win this game. And they said, go down to the bullpen, see how you're feeling. The first pitch he threw, according to bullpen coach Josh Bard, who relayed it to Mark Pryor, it was 97 dotted on the outside part of the plate, on the arm side part of the plate.
Wow. Hey, David, real quick, we haven't talked about this yet. What was the plane flight like coming back?
Yeah.
Was it loud? Did it create turbulence?
A lot of guys
what was it like?
No, they were having a good time, but guys were so exhausted that there wasn't enough left in the tank for a party on the plane as much as we have seen it in the past. But everybody took photos with the trophy. You saw those photos online. And on the staff plane, same thing. When we landed, the fire department gave both planes a hose salute. They hosed down the plane for the players and for the staff. So that was cool. You know, like, hey, we landed. This is real. And it was a great welcome back to L.A. for the Dodgers. Hey, there's my guy, Connor McGinnis, on the bus right next to me. These are the unsung heroes. Connor McGinnis, Mark Pryor, they put so much time and effort to get these guys on the mound, and when they were on the mound, to get them right. Nobody talks about these pitching coaches. Do you know how many pitchers with different languages that they had to figure out to get right, including Roki Sasaki at the end? I mean, these coaches, tireless coaches, Mark Pryor and Connor McGinnis, they deserve so much credit, and those two guys were just as emotionally drained as any of the players because they invested everything into their pitching staff.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know it. And if it didn't work out, we're going to blame them probably. You know how everybody does, which it's not fair. It's absolutely not fair.
I wish I could reach the headset over to Connor McGinnis, but the distance between our buses are a little bit too full. So guys are starting to board. Will Smith realized that I'm on his – and he immediately went down the stairs. So we'll see whether or not he boards this bus. And Dalton Rushing, who is very thirsty for attention, is on this bus as well. Teoscar Hernandez will be on this bus, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I just hope that they have spread out the players on all these buses, because once one goes by, and if that is loaded with the stars, yeah, come on. You want to spread out the love and let the memories last a little bit longer than just one bus.
Yeah, it's a long parade with a lot of buses. Let the fans see them all, spread them out so they can all get a good view of them as they make their way through downtown L.A. We're on AM 570 LA Sports. Coverage of the Dodgers championship celebration is presented by Bank of America, the official bank of the Dodgers, and by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. We'll take a break. We'll come back as we're getting closer and closer to the start of this parade. We're live at Dodger Stadium. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, David Bassett, and it's starting to buzz here at the Ravine. A sold-out crowd expected as they make their way in here for the celebration after the parade. It's AM 570 LA Sports.
From the grit.
we're live back on X, Facebook, YouTube. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, David Vassay here on AM 570 LA Sports. Thank you to everybody
Tim,
watching
you got
and
a
listening.
great view, Tim.
Yeah.
Where are you? That is a phenomenal view.
I'm in suite number 225 here at Dodger Stadium along the first base line.
Been there.
It is a beautiful suite. It is the old Vin Scully suite. So there is a ton of different proclamations from cities all across Southern California here hung up on the walls of the suite. I mean, you name the city, there's a proclamation, and they've kept them up on the wall. I see Southgate, I see Newport Beach, Culver City, Santa Monica. Those are the ones just in the view. Carson, I can see over there. Burbank, Arcadia, you name it, Cerritos, Hollywood. They're all still up on the wall, so it's very cool to be in Vin Scully's old suite along the first base line. So we can see out onto the field of Dodger Stadium. Just like last year, guys, they're going to have a blue carpet from center field all the way to a circular stage right behind second base, and then they've got white seats fanned out around the circular stage where dignitaries and families and staff will be seated all around the circular blue stage. So no matter where you're at Dodger Stadium, if you're in the pavilion, which I can see them out there right now, people waving, if you're up in the reserve section, if you're up in the top deck, if you're in the loge, if you're down one of the lines, you're going to be able to see your favorite Dodger right behind second base in shallow center field on this short blue circular stage, just like a year ago. So it's going to be fantastic. And again, last year, I don't think they had every seat filled because they didn't sell every single one or give out tickets to every single seat.
How's it going?
I'm telling you, every single seat's going to be filled here. I'm looking at the top of the reserve, and there's somebody literally sitting at the very top, very corner seat. So that leads me to believe that it is going to fill in all around that. Dave, you're live on one of the buses. How's it starting to shape up?
Hey, the only guy I need on this bus is here right now. My guy, Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
He's on the bus right now. I hope he brought some Tommy's chili burgers. He rolled up in his Edmonds car. Yeah, we're going to stop there after. Rampart, we're stopping there. Bus is stopping there. Let's go. Yeah, so things are looking good.
Good.
The bus behind us has got a cut-off sleeve, Clayton Kershaw, Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, Max Muncy. So they are starting to spread out some of the guys on the bus right next to me. Dodger bench coach Danny Lehman, who was screaming for my attention earlier. Mark Pryor. Chris Woodward, they got the coaching staff on one bus right here. Connor McGinnis, those guys. So Dino Ebel, I saw Trey Ebel, the next great Ebel in high school baseball, also on that bus. My guy, Snellzilla. Watch your head, Snellzilla. Hello. Here he comes. My guy, two-time World Series champion or two-time Cy Young Award winner and now World Series champion. There's his guy, Trey Ebel. Hey, Dino. He made it from Rancho Cucamonga. I didn't think he'd make it. Man, that's crazy. They don't have buses like this in Rancho Cucamonga. I'll tell you that right now.
He was fast on that giddy up.
What do you think? What do you think they have Chipotle in Rancho Cucamonga, Steve Sachs? What do you think is more populated, Sacramento or Rancho Cucamonga?
I think Sacramento by a long shot. I mean, yeah, we have.
Yeah, Sacramento definitely.
I have it.
Maybe Dino after this World Series share could get to. Maybe he'll move to Ontario, move the family out of Rancho and get to Ontario one day.
Hey, have you guys seen that new baseball park that's being built in Toronto called the Buzz Towers? That ballpark is unbelievable. Dodger single A
I think
team,
that holds
gorgeous.
more people than the one the A's playing in Sacramento.
Oh, wow. Listen to that.
You know what? I'm not going to sit here and take this anymore.
Hey, on this bus right now, it's not just the Twin Towers. We got the Trio Towers, Tyler Glasnow, Emmett Sheehan, and Blake Snell.
Hello.
I would say Glasnow's the smartest of the three.
Hey, by the way, we'll get in. We're coming back in about 30 seconds, but there's a great video the Dodgers posted on social media yesterday of the whole 6-7 with Roki Sasaki. And at the end of the video, Dave,
6-7.
Your buddy Blake
My
Snell,
guy Snellzilla set that up.
He's like, hello, at the end of it. It got everybody going. It was fantastic.
Hey, Dave, how tall is Sasaki? Is he about 6'3"?
I would say he's closer to 6'5". I just saw him in the hallway.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so
very tall.
once the bus gets rolling, we'll start getting these guys on the air.
Perfect.
We got a couple of rookies in Justin Dean, Dalton Rushing, like I said, very thirsty for attention. He'll be on at some point. Ben Rortvedt, who just showed up off a dairy farm in Milwaukee.
All right, we're coming back here. Here we are live back on the radio. Oh, what a time on YouTube, X, and Facebook during the commercial break. If you miss it, shame on you. Get on there and listen and watch on X, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as YouTube. We're live here on AM 570 LA Sports from Dodger Stadium. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs, David Vassay. Best coverage anywhere that you're going to get of this championship celebration, including the parade, which is going to get going here in about 30 minutes. And we'll have it for you right here on AM 570 LA Sports. And our coverage brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you, and by Strauss. From the ball field to the job site, Strauss.com. David Vassay live on bus number 3 as the players and coaches start to make their way onto the buses, and it is going to be a giddy celebration, and that celebration will start beginning at Temple and Broadway in downtown LA. The parade will travel west to Temple, south on Grand, west on 7th, and then north back on Figueroa Street, ending at 5th Street, and then they'll make their way back here to Dodger Stadium, and it's starting to fill up here at the Ravine. Starting to fill up on those buses too, David, right?
It sure is. We got the guys, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Emmett Sheehan, 3 of the big-time starters the Dodgers had this year, deliver not only as a starting pitcher, but out of the bullpen. You got the rookies, Justin Dean and Dalton Rushing, Tommy Edmonds at the back of the bus. We got Ben Rortvit out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We got Alex Call, Make the Call, is on this bus as well. My guy Tommy Edmonds playing daddy right now. He knows who the real daddy is. He's right here, and so do these guys. That's right. You heard me.
Hey, David, now what's your seat on the bus, Dave? Do you just roam the bus, or do you actually have a seat? Are you going to sit on Snellzilla's lap?
Well, I am not sitting on Snellzilla's lap. There's a lot of Snellzilla, David Vassay hate out there, but hey, I only ride with the big dogs,
Dave,
the champs.
They're jealous.
That's right. Don't worry, Snellzilla. We got the camera. I'm not going to waste you just for radio exclusive.
Oh,
okay.
You know, we're gonna milk this for a simulcast, Sportsnet LA and AM 570 LA Sports. Here's a story for you.
Yep.
At last year's rally, I took a video of the parade and I sent it to Snellzilla, and I said, you need to be part of this. And voila, here he is, number 7, the GOAT, right here, the future of the Dodgers from the left side, right here on a parade float. See, if you just put things out into the ether, things happen. Snellzilla got a video from the field at Dodger Stadium. I said, this is it. I remember I texted him from Finney's and Burbank, that video. I remember that.
Wow.
And see, if I tell Dino Ebo one day he'll get his family out of the woods in Rancho Cucamonga and move to Ontario one day, it can happen. It can happen.
Dave,
Dreams do come true.
He could probably get out of Rancho just with the World Series check that they're going to get. How much is that this year?
Oh, it's too high for me. All I know,
600.
I do this for the love of the game, not for any playoff shares.
Yeah,
maybe for a Coors Light
or a Budweiser. This Bud's for you.
Hey, Dino says he turns off the radio whenever I see him.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Budweiser, of course. I love Budweiser. Tyler Glasnow's having one. We need a Shirley Temple sponsor for my guy, Snellzilla. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. All he loves is that Shirley Temple with 2 cherries. 2 cherries for each Cy Young. He puts in 2 cherries for a Cy Young.
Not a lot of people know what exactly he doesn't drink or smoke. He's like me. I don't drink or smoke either, Dave. And I will celebrate a Shirley Temple with 2 cherries for Snellzilla.
Dino, sorry, the headset doesn't work over there. Damn, Dino's trying to chime in from Rancho.
Is he on another bus yelling over at you?
Yeah, he's right here. He's right here on the coaching staff bus right here. Snellzilla loves his son, Trey. I would say my favorite Eagles, top to bottom.
Okay.
Number 1, Shannon. Come on.
Yeah.
Number 2, Trey, because he's here. Brady's somewhere else with the Brewers. Number 3, where's your cousin? Where's your nephew? Oh, and then Dino. The best third base coach in Major League Baseball, hands down. Greatest shoe game out there as well. He wants everybody to know.
Sexy Dino
Hey, it's going to be a party. I'm telling you, this is the best bus to be on because, A, we got Snellzilla, of course.
Of course.
Number 2,
1.
we got Justin Dean, the great Manos.
Ooh.
Number 3, we got Alex Call, who told me he read Sean Green's book every day before games at a period of time. I let Sean Green know that Alex Call will be calling. He did a love emoji, by the way, Call. Here, Call, go ahead. Here, put this on, Alex Call. Come on, Alex Call's going to put this on.
Love it.
There he is, Alex Call.
Yeah, baby.
World champion Alex Call, who was acquired by the Dodgers at the trade deadline. He's a guy that was big for the Dodgers defensively in the outfield, made a start in the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
And here you are on the float with David Vassegh. How does that feel?
It's the best. Got my family here, about to run through LA, and just enjoying every second of it. I mean, World Series champs. I've been listening to We Are the Champions by Queen on repeat, and it's the first time in my life that it's actually the full truth. We're the World Series champs.
Could you ever have dreamed about this, Alex, when you were in spring training somewhere in Florida?
Yeah, I mean, every team hopes and dreams, and I think it was more – I was hoping we could make the playoffs, and then you never know what happens when you get in the playoffs. But, then, they play out the season, and it doesn't really get up to a great start for the Nats, and then you find yourself here, Dodgers midseason, and it's like, man, this is a real reality. We might be going to the World Series.
What did you think when you saw Andy Pages and Kike Hernandez converge on that fly ball?
I saw Kike with his back turned, and as an outfielder, when you see that, the catch probability is never like 100%. Let's just say that. So I think he would have got the ball if, but Andy came out of nowhere and just, dunked on him. It caught the ball, and we all went crazy. But I was a little bit nervous when the ball was in the air.
When you look at this championship team, yourself, Justin Dean,
Yeah.
Ben Rortvedt,
Yeah.
it took every one of you guys to win a Game 7, whether it was in the previous rounds, whether
Yeah.
it was in the World Series, whether it was in the regular season. Is this the epitome of a team championship?
It really is. Just so many guys did such a great job, always being ready, doing their part when we're asked. And that's what it's all about. You put the team first, you stay ready, you go through your routines, you have fun, and then you just keep rolling. So just an amazing team culture, group of guys, and, I'm so glad we did it.
Hey, David?
Yamamoto, have you talked to him since the end of Game 7?
When we finally got showered and stuff, he had a moment where I was passing him, and I just like, Yama, come here. Gave him a big hug. I said, that was incredible. I will never forget that for the rest of my life. Amazing job. And, he just said thank you. And, you could tell he was just really happy, content, excited, about what we had all just done.
Sean Green is going to expect your phone call.
Yeah.
He did love the emoji when I let him know that you're a big fan.
Yeah.
You read his book. So he's expecting your phone call.
For sure. I mean, I've been looking forward to talking to him. I must have missed him when he was here because that was one of the things when I got traded to the Dodgers, I bet Sean Green will be around. I read his book a ton. I always am looking for knowledge and ways to go. So big part of my journey.
What a journey it's been, Alex Call. You're
No
a
doubt.
World Series champion. Enjoy the parade today. It is going to blow your mind.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. Will do.
I'm going to take the headset off since
All
you
right.
have the sun on your hands. Man, Alex Call, great guy, pure baseball guy right there, guys. Thank you for sitting through that. Alex Call's the man.
Yeah, great stuff. A contributor to this Dodgers team. And as you mentioned, it took everybody.
They want me off the bus. I got to get off the bus.
Yeah, get off the bus.
Sorry, they're telling me get off.
All right. Our coverage here on AM 570 LA Sports of this championship celebration brought to you by Yakult, probiotic drink of the Dodgers, and our friends at AM/PM. Too much good stuff. Saxy, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll get ready for this parade as Dodger Stadium is starting to fill up. A great day of celebration here in LA as the Dodgers are your back-to-back World Series champions. More coverage continues. Steve Sachs, Tim Cates, David Vassegh, live here on AM 570 LA Sports.
From the grit from the grit.
We're live back on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Thank you for being with us. Steve Sachs, Tim Cates, David Vassay. Saxy, sounds like David got booted off the bus. I hope he's okay. Maybe he got reassigned
they know who he is?
to a different bus. They know who he is. Here's what I fear. And if Dave's with us, go ahead and pop on back in, Dave. I'm not sure where you're at, but maybe being on the same bus with Blake Snell was too much for everybody to handle. And they reassigned Dave to a different bus.
They probably saw the, the magnetism was probably almost like it was crackling through the air, and they decided to separate the two. But they can continue it once the parade is over. I'm sure they're going to meet at a cafe somewhere later and gaze and do what they do.
Somebody on the message board here said, "Hey, Cates, ask Saxy if he got hammered in the '88 parade on those flatbed parade floats."
No, I don't drink.
You don't drink,
so never have. Nope.
Was that?
I'm not against it.
Sure.
It's not like I'm a prude. I don't mind if people get hammered. No problem with me.
Was it after the parade? I mean, how many days after? Do you remember how long the parade was after you guys won? Because you talked about how physically exhausted you were after
it was
series.
Pretty quick. It was pretty quick. Yeah, very, very quick afterwards. Yes, and then we flew to Washington D.C. and we got to meet. I got to meet Ronald and Nancy Reagan.
No way!
Huge point in my life. That was beside myself. Yeah.
That is awesome. They do it right after. That was cool.
Yeah.
As you can hear in the background, they're welcoming in fans here to Dodger Stadium on the Jumbotrons here in left center and right center field. It is going to be a sold-out crowd here at Dodger Stadium. I can tell you that, one, because I can see it with my own eyes, but getting into the stadium about 2 hours ago, it was tough as we were seeing a long line of cars waiting to get into the stadium and then long lines of people waiting to get into the stadium itself outside the parking lots. So it is going to be packed here. They're expecting a full capacity crowd here at Dodger Stadium. It is filling in. Everybody's having a good time. There's memorabilia on sale at the different stands throughout Dodger Stadium for those interested in getting back-to-back World Series championship memorabilia, hats and t-shirts and all that stuff. Did you keep any of that? Did they give you like those t-shirts that had the caricatures of you guys all on the t-shirt? Because that was big in '88. You and the Lakers both had those same championship shirts.
I don't know if I have a championship shirt, but I know we have the commemorative bat. I still have that. Yeah, I still do have that. So it was great. I think I have some World Series hats too when they had the hats back then. It's at '88 World Series. And yeah, if I go through some of my stuff, which I didn't really collect a lot back then, but I found that I did have to squirrel some of that stuff away. I still have it.
Nice. And you don't ever wear your ring, right? Is that what you said before?
No. Yeah. Nope, I never have. Never have. I don't know if I will.
Do you ever look at it? Do you ever like just check it out?
Well, that was actually going to be for my son. Yeah. And so I just don't have any interest for it.
Really. I got you.
Yeah.
It is remarkable to see in city of Los Angeles right now, Steve, just in the last 48 hours since they won the championship, the amount of Dodger blue. I mean, I went and got a cup of coffee today at my local coffee place, and there was 3 different people wearing Dodger gear. I don't know if they were coming to the parade or just out and about. My daughter's school was all about wearing Dodger gear today. Even though there was out of dress code, they were allowed to wear that because it was a celebration.
Okay.
We are here live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. We'll be back on the radio here in just a minute as David Vassay will join us. What's that?
I'm back.
Kate, we lost you for a second. We're back. Is David back too?
I'm back.
Go
ahead,
David.
Buses.
You switch buses? No!
Yeah, well, all
You
of
lost
us did.
Snellzilla. You lost Snellzilla.
No, Snellzilla is still on this bus. We all just switched.
Okay.
I knew it.
So is Will Smith. He is ecstatic that I am on this bus as well.
Of course he is.
Overjoyed. And the bus that we were on, it wasn't logistically good for the players because there's these weird bars, like a canopy over. I mean, we got the trio towers here. Emmett Sheehan, Tyler Glasnow, and Blake Snell. That was not going to work for the fans to be able to see these guys.
Dave, do you feel absolutely a bit diminutive amongst all of that statuesque men that are all around you?
You know what? I get more nervous around Steve Sachs, Kirk Gibson, and Oral Hershiser. Snellzilla, I mean, we go back 3-4 years now. People don't understand the connection.
All right, here we
Dalton
go.
Rushing, he begs me every day to interview.
We're back on the radio here in a few seconds, guys. Stand by.
Why wouldn't he?
Welcome back, Sachs and Cates. David Vassay, AFI 70 LA Sports. Our parade coverage continues here on AFI 70 LA Sports, live from Dodger Stadium, which is filling up. This is where it'll all end as the Dodgers are boarding their team buses and heading to downtown LA. David Vassay is live in one of the team buses as the parade will start at the top of the hour. Our coverage right here on AFI 70 LA Sports is brought to you in part by so many of our great partners. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Yakult, probiotic drink of the Dodgers. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dodgers. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. AM, PM, too much good stuff. Strauss, from the ball field to the job site, Strauss.com. David, what's the scene? When are you guys actually taking off and starting to make your way down to downtown?
We're about to get going here. A lot of the bus drivers, the players on every bus, on the other bus, to get down, sit your down so you don't get decapitated like Jack Flaherty almost got decapitated last year. So that's what we're doing right now. We're preparing to depart. Man, I am so happy for so many of these guys to experience this for the first time. All these guys put their body, their soul, their blood, their arms, their legs, their hand on the field. All of them did. And that's what it takes. Do you have the heart? When they talk about heart, do you have the heart to go out there and pitch when you're not feeling not even close to great? Can you play and hit a game-winning home run when you're playing with a broken hand? Are your teammates going to celebrate you and support you for being that guy? That's what it takes. That's what all of it takes. And they got it. Hey, my guy Teoscar's on this bus. You can't pay him.
We're starting to lose Dave a little bit as
Speak Spanish to him, Dave. Speak Spanish to him. Go ahead, Dave. Speak Spanish to him.
I think we're starting to lose Dave a little bit as the buses start to get ready to take off. And
how we doing? We're rolling.
We got you. We got you, David.
We're rolling out of the parking lot right now. The fans are lined. I mean, it is 6 deep here celebrating their champions, heading out to downtown LA. So the buses are rolling. You'll start to see that if you're in downtown right now. We are on our way to you. I am on the bus with Blake Snell, Ben Wartfit, Emmett Sheehan, Tyler Glasnow, Teoscar Hernandez, Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, Clayton Kershaw, Max Muncy on the bus in front of us. So it is real again. Your back-to-back World Series champions are headed to the streets of downtown LA.
David, last year when you guys made that ride from the stadium to the 110 freeway to downtown, there were people hanging off the overpasses.
They were. I will let you know if we see that or not, but some of these fans that are looking for the players leaving the parking lot right now, they're sitting down because we were told to sit down because of the signs that tell you which freeway to go to outside dangling from the parking lot. So that's the reason if you're listening to us in the parking lot, these guys are sitting down. But once we get to the parade route, the guys will be standing up. Snellzilla said he would put me on his shoulders at some point in downtown LA.
Wow.
Ben Rortford said he would pick me up and dangle me from the bus at some point.
Okay.
So this is a good time right now.
Hey, David, 3 times in the last 6 years.
There's a gorgeous young lady waiting to take
20.
a picture of me on the right side of the bus.
Hello.
As we get closer to the exit of the stadium. Just trying to paint the picture.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, David, 3 times
Steve.
in the last 6 years. Is this a little ho-hum at all?
I don't think so, Steve. I think really this is the second time these group of players have been able to enjoy a parade. Remember in 2020, unfortunately, those group of guys, Corey Seager, Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, they never experienced this. So when you infuse some new players on a team that were not part of a World Series champion before, and they get to experience this, it's a special thing for sure.
As the parade starts here shortly on AFI 70 LA Sports, David Vassay on one of the buses making their way to downtown, where they expect a sea of Dodger fans awaiting them as they make their way to Broadway and Temple in downtown. Then the parade will head down.
It's already happened, Tim.
Oh, I love it.
I'll just tell you right now, we're leaving the parking lot right now. Fans that were trying to get into the parking lot have stopped their cars, have gotten out of their cars as we're exiting to film the Dodgers parade buses leaving the stadium. That's the scene in the parking lot as we exit Vince Scully and Sunset Boulevard. Fans that were in a parking line to get into the parking lot have stopped their cars and have gotten out of their cars to celebrate, scream at the Dodgers, show them how much they love them, and video them on their cell phones. So right now the buses are pulling out of Dodger Stadium, and people are out of their cars, hanging out of their windows as they see the buses and their heroes, their back-to-back World Series champions, pulling out of the stadium and headed towards downtown LA.
David Vassay, Steve Sachs, Tim Cates live here. Our coverage of the Dodgers Championship Celebration Parade presented by Yakult Probiotic Drink of the Dodgers, and by our friends at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. The parade will start shortly. It'll make its way winding through downtown LA and then come back to Dodger Stadium. Well, the Dodger players will be, they'll be in front of a sold-out Dodger Stadium crowd as this place is starting to get filled up here. A celebration, no doubt, that will culminate with Dodger fans loving their Dodger players like a year ago, and a celebration like no other, just like a year ago. And it doesn't get old. Steve, you mentioned it. Does this get old? 3 World Series in the last 6 years. You can look around Dodger Stadium right now and look at the streets of downtown LA, which we're starting to see videos of. It is a celebration.
Yeah, this would never get old, and I know it's a question you just asked because you want to get a response on just how great it really is. But something like this is just incredible. I was fortunate to have 2 of them in my career, but not back-to-back, certainly, spread out a bit. But nonetheless, this is something that is just so darn special with all the time that's put in. Forget about the time you're in a pro ball. This all starts way before then.
David, if you're with us, where are you guys at as far as the route is concerned, making your way to the 110? Well, we may have lost David. That is all right. Understandably so. It is completely jammed here in downtown Los Angeles. The celebration, the fans lining the streets. We can see it right now on Broadway. We can see the view of 7th Street all the way down Grand. People shoulder to shoulder. It is going to be an epic parade. A longer parade than a year ago, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, we got David back.
You got Dave back?
Oh. Understandably, it is a busy area down there. So
as we head towards the 110 freeway.
Say that one more time, David.
Yeah, little pockets of dead spots. I'm sure for everybody that has cell service, when you make your way down the Stadium Way towards the 110, we are headed that direction right now, and there are fans still lined up. You see pockets of them lined up. So we're going to try to stay with you as long as technology cooperates. It's pretty incredible that I'm connected with Scam right now on a parade bus headed towards the 110 freeway.
Are we seeing the crowds, Dave, still? You mentioned when you're leaving the stadium, seeing the fans pull over. Is it the same as you're making your way on the 110?
Yes, we're right at Chavez Ravine Place and Stadium Way at the three-way stop sign. Fans have lined the street corners there. The cars are lined up. Ben Rortfit and Blake Snell are on the right side of the bus. As I look out on the left side of the bus, Justin Dean, Emmett Sheehan, Haesung Kim, and Tyler Glasnow are there. Andy Pajes and Teoscar Hernandez are on the right side of the bus. Dalton Rushing as well. So they're seeing their fans, and I'm going to have to remind the
1-1 from Savage. Muncy hits a high drive to deep right field, headed for the pole and gone. Max Muncy brings the Dodgers back to within one with a no-doubt shot. It's 4-3 in the 8th.
Unbelievable coverage.
So when you talk some of those guys,
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That's the same thing.
Well, Max Muncy said, "I'm going to wait back here in my stance and get a hanger anyways," and he got it.
A few of the guys told me to stand
That
up.
guarantees Ohtani
A few of the guys told me to stand up.
to hit again.
And it ties up the home run race in this ball game, but it's another night where the Blue Jays have hit the big home run. The Dodgers have gotten a solo shot.
Give you right in the shoulders.
Yeah, right? Come on. I volunteered him for that, but Will Smith is on this bus, the hero of the World Series champion Dodgers. Just an incredible group of guys. Hey, watch out for that phone line right there. Watch your head. Glasnow, watch your head. Damn, these guys, watch out. Here comes another one as we get onto the 110 freeway. Hey, you got to keep your head down. Keep your dreams high, but your head's down.
Love it.
There we go. We don't want another Jack Flaherty situation.
That would be disaster.
I
Dave,
hope Jack Flaherty's listening right now. That was an incredible ride with him last year. Yes?
Dave, as we get closer here to the parade starting, we're going to take one final break. We're going to let you go and rejoin you when we do. We'll be joining you with Sportsnet LA as you're on the bus, and the coverage will continue to be great. Saxy, what a run. Buddy, it's been 3 months, September, October, and November, that Scam was on here on AM 570 LA Sports. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Love you, buddy. What a run it was, and let's do this again.
You mean this is it?
This is it.
Oh, my gosh. Great run. Thank you so much for having me. We will see you next year with Scam.
Cannot wait.
Sure.
Cannot wait. More coverage continues. The parade is next. Don't go anywhere. It's AM 570 LA Sports, your home of back-to-back World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers.